me see about this. I don't have any moderators. Alright, so I guess if you do chat, if you have any questions, ask Lily. Okay, I did say I was going to make a video of my messy van. So I have to redo my van, okay? This is what it looks like right now. I know I show it a lot. But these are things I'm going to be redoing. And I was talking about this. So when I did my own floor myself, I did it the right way. But because I went to somebody to help me finish the floor, and my reason for that was I only got halfway, and I believe I posted that video. If I didn't, I'm going to have to find it and repost it. So I got to a certain point, and what I was afraid of was drilling any holes into, anything that was important underneath this particular front area. Gas tank, you name it. As I wasn't sure. I didn't understand what's underneath the vehicle, okay? So I got up to, I would say, the end of the cabinets. This is before all cabinets even got in here. So then I went to somebody to get help, and they tore up the whole thing. The worst part underneath is they didn't secure, like re-weld, to melt the holes and secure the holes, or put any type of tape like this, okay, for any of the drill holes I did. Because what I did was I got 2x4s, right? And I lined it, the 2x4s, a certain way, exactly the way I seen it in the very beginning of van life back in 2017, 2018, 2019. And then you put the insulation in between it. Now, if I would have kept it that way, and the person who helped me did not change that flooring, during the winter season, it would not be so freaking cold when you touch the floor. And in the summer season, it's hot. So you get a lot of heat coming in from the bottom and a lot of heat on top. So watch where my plan is. So all this good stuff's coming out. I'm not going to change this. What I am going to do is go on top of it so that I can make it deeper. I'm going to go another inch up. I'm going to do the regular foam thingy. Okay. Oh, yeah, because it's really easy to walk on. And I'm not going to do the 2x4, trying to bring it up higher. I was thinking about that. And then using the hemlock wool instead. But budget. So this is not a shower pan, obviously. It's a little doggy cage plastic thingy. I've been using this to make sure that I could put down a pee-pee pad for my doggy, and she does a good job in here. Okay, and walking in and out, protecting the floor, since I don't have a flooring. So this is, like I said, it looks dirty. It's not. It's just particle board. Not particle board, but all this is just framing. Nothing is done. Nothing was added. It's all framework. So all it's got to come out. I also made the cabinets too long. I don't need it that much. I do need the bed to be a little bit bigger. Alright, so now another thing I need to do too, which a lot of builders do not know to do this. Okay, so once I get this done, I'll be able to create a shower pan inside. I'll be able to create a flooring that's going to cover. So when you're walking on top, I can still use this thing, for protection, but I may not need to, but I could have a hideaway floor. And then you would lift the floor, the hideaway, the board up, and then you have the shower pan. And I have this whole area for shower. That door opens. Okay. So I could shower out that way, I could shower out this way, I could shower in the middle. There'll be 2 drains. one over there, one over here, which also means my the shower pan is going to have to come up just a little bit. I may have to bow it myself so that the water will drain properly and not get stuck in the middle here. I also need this so bad because of transferring water constantly. Then now I have a place to transfer water and not completely mess up my floor. Because let me tell you, water gets everywhere. Okay? So I need to bring this up more, which is going to be up here. Okay, and then I'll have a deep enough pan area so I can do the whole flooring. I believe I may stick with this only because it's cheaper. I know that I'm going to be different on the ceiling, so now watch this. Let me find a way back up here. It's hard for me to do this. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I have no step ladder, so I have to literally climb in. Okay, so now it's a mess. Now, I was telling you about attics, okay? Because you're in a metal box, you want to kind of create what's called an attic. And you see this curve here? And it curves in. Let me see if I can zoom out a little. No, I can't. The ceiling curves. Okay, so the builder that helped me do the ceiling did the same thing on the ceiling where I only have one foam board. The heat still will come in very hot because of the metal, your metal interior. It heats up. When it's freezing out, that's like a freeze, okay? Causing all kinds of issues. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm not going to worry about following this curve at all. I'm not touching this top here. I'm going to keep it here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I can do this only because, like, you see this pole here? Okay, my head goes to here. So I still have all this space to work with before, it even at all, messes with my head. So my head is like down here from this pole. Okay, and you're like, oh, why don't you just show me? Okay. I cut my hair a certain way, so I look ugly right now. So then what I'm going to do is, let me show you this, is I'm going to take the ceiling down. So you see where that curve is? I don't need any of that. Again, my head, if I was to walk past this rod, is way down here. Okay, I mean, like, yeah, right here where you see the white. So I got plenty of ceiling space. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an attic. And this is for airflow, whether it's hot, cold, the heat can escape. The overly cold air can escape. Alright, so I got this part basically open. Okay. It can escape through these air holes that behind this whole thing. It will not be able to escape from the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another like regular air vent that's going to go in the ceiling. Up here somewhere. But it'll be more towards the front. And that's only for the attic. Okay, it's an attic situation here. It's going to happen. I'm going to be straight with my ceiling, which is going to leave a lot of space when we get down to the middle here. It's going to leave quite a few space. I'm not going to have it too long. It's not going to... I got to take out these cabinets. The cabinets, when my ceiling is done, is not going to fit the way it fits now. So I'm going to have to rebuild the cabinets and make them smaller. If I rebuild. Alright, so now creating an attic effect. A lot of houses have this, and you should talk to a construction worker on why. So I'm gonna get because I have a solar panel here, so it's not gonna work here. I'm gonna get a really small air vent that's gonna be an attic air vent, you know, and it's just gonna handle inside, in between this ceiling. Okay, wait, hold on. This ceiling and the new ceiling. Now above the new ceiling, I'm gonna get I want to get hemlock wool if I can afford it. If not, it'll be a fireproof, waterproof type of thing. It won't be a foam board because I already have the foam board in, and it already has regular oxygen space, you know, for condensation. So I'm going to be good. I won't have to worry about condensation. But I also need it to continue remaining dry. So I'm going to have airflow in this attic. It will not be a place for storage, all right? Because I don't want to ruin airflow. However, I can, if I want to, create a little attic storage to store a few things. It's not, you know, it's not that I can't. I just have to make sure that the airflow still goes to off on the sides. Okay. Now you're probably like, oh, why do we need that? That's a lot of work. That's taking away space. Just trust me. Really think about this, because if you're going to live in a van all year round and you have to chase the weather, let's say you can't afford the gas and you're kind of stuck, or you got a job and you can't leave and you have to face the extreme weather that state actually has, or you run into an extreme weather and not realize, you know, mistakes happen. Okay, so let me turn myself around here. I don't have any swivel chairs yet. I don't have money to do all this with my room, but I am trying. So that's going to protect me from the heat overheating my van. Okay, not done yet. Now I need you to see this. And you're probably going to be like, oh my god, but you have all this great space. Okay, so what I need you to see is that the wall goes in like a circle. The builder, so I mean, the only way you're going to see that is if I pull this TV out. Right now this TV looks straight, so hold on. I'm going to pull this TV out so you can see what I'm talking about here. Where the TV looks like it's falling out of the wall. It's not straight. Okay. It's because even my little cameras will fall out of here, and I gotta push them back in, and I gotta use, like, what do you call it, to keep them in there. It's because the wall comes out like it's like this, but it's not like this, Leon. It's out like this and then in. So everything is falling forward. You see the curve? So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to follow the straight from the top here all the way down. So it's not like this. It may take a little bit of the space from the feet, but I don't have an extended, what do you call it, outside my van to extend this particular area. So what I'm going to do is extend the bed this way, because I'm going to take that wall to be straight. The reason for that is because I have electrical, and I need as much of what I'm doing here in this attic space, the same thing on that particular side of the wall and this side of the wall, whether I do piping or adding more wires, in order to keep the wires from overheating. Okay, because that's, your batteries drain when it's too hot, and then you could ruin your batteries if it's too cold. Okay, this looks beautiful, right? I do have plenty of space inside, because like I said, it still comes out, and you know, inside is pretty deep. Okay, to be able to create my attic space. And I guess that's what I wanted to begin with. It's deep in there, guys, really deep. So what I'm going to end up doing is doing the particle board and then separate it with, you know, going across the particle board. So it's going to be against the this hot tin. Then I'm going to have wood going across, adding a little bit behind here. Got plenty of space to do, so I don't really have to mess this up. I may come out just a little bit more. Oh, sorry, with my panel. Yeah, so it'll be a little bit thicker, but not much. Because remember, I told you that this is going in a curve. See, that's the curve. See how it goes? So my whole wall goes in as it goes down. So everything's kind of facing forward and coming forward at me and falling out when I'm driving because of the way he went with the frame here. And you see how skinny it gets when you get to the bottom and how wide it gets when you get to the top. Okay, so I'm going to be straightening that out so it doesn't go with this curve. Creating that attic space along the side of the walls. I mean, this is the stuff that I'll be doing this winter. I hate to take my baby apart, but I learned the hard way through the hot, oh my God season. And then the freezing season where it's cold, oh my God. Almost killed myself with my diesel heater. Because somehow my diesel heater, which because of the length of the van, the diesel heater should have not been here specifically. But for some reason, the exhaust was coming into the van. And I don't know how that was happening. I'm still assuming that it's coming from underneath the flooring where the guy that helped me with the floor and the ceiling and a lot of this stuff, okay, I didn't do this all by myself, wish I did, didn't close the holes that I created on the floors. Because what I did was I did the 2x4s. I used the, you know, the glue, but in order to hold the 2x4s in place, I had to screw it in. So that's what I did. And I stopped here because I didn't want to screw into anything that was underneath the front cab and mess up anything. So I was just following a YouTuber. I didn't know I didn't need to screw it in. I was following a YouTuber. So now we're going to end up extending, and I'm going to use wood to extend, and I'm gonna be perfectly happy with trying to keep this thing as straight as possible, so I have enough attic space. Then I'm going to rebuild these cabinets because I have no choice, or maybe break them down and remend them and make them smaller. I know I got a lot of storage, but believe it or not, I also learned I don't really need to break down the bed. This bed breaks down and turns into a bench seat. Okay, but it's like a love seat, bench seat. You know, only seats two. It's a full-size bed only. Unless I extend it to the door, which I haven't done. But your feet, it still doesn't, you know, it still doesn't, you know, work right. And you don't want your head on that freaking door. It's hot or it's cold, okay? It's not easy to get the perfect weather. So I didn't need this specifically like I thought, because don't forget I was coming from sticks and bricks. So this is still in my head. Sticks and bricks, cabinets and cabinets. What I did need was the storage underneath. You'll find that people will have the breakdown bed, but they'll barely use it. Because you're going to be storing a lot of stuff underneath. A lot of activity things, charcoal, things that you know, you're going to be storing a lot. I need this bed to be a queen, at least. So we're gonna just end up taking X amount of space off the sides, so we're moving this over more, and I love the fridge. I'm not changing out the fridge. The fridge is perfect. I also, however, need to come forward more on the wall as well, or the cabinets, because the placement of the refrigerator made it impossible for me to have a water tank on this side to run pipe over to the sink. So this man that I hired is supposed to be an engineer. He's supposed to be smart on this shit. And I guess he assumed we were going to run piping underneath the van when I don't have money for the heating equipment. Okay? So he wasn't thinking. And he wasn't really listening to how I wanted this done. Alright, so let me opt out because it's hot as hell in here. Hot, hot, hot. Oh. Ooh. Oh man. God damn it. Come on. I have I work too, so I got my clients calling me, and I don't need nobody, calling them and acting stupid, because that happens when you accidentally have one of your clients' phone numbers up on a live event, and there's people who like to troll people and play games. So hopefully I don't get any trolls from here. I probably will. So I'll have to, edit that out later. But for now, I'm going to trust you guys. Alright, so I don't mean to move around so much as I only have X amount of time because I got to go to work. But we're going to be starting this during the winter season when it's not freaking hot as hell. Okay, and I'm okay with sweating in the fucking cold, okay? And gonna get this work done. Right now, it's horrible. I may not even use the same cabinets. I may buy new cabinets and adjust the whole backs. So now when I'm done with the wall and the ceiling, it's going to be a square. So I will not have to worry anymore about angling anything. Everything could be squared. And I know you guys want to build a van where you have all the space in the world. And you could create little cubby spaces that you can open up and put some stuff in there, but you got to be prepared too that extreme weather could mess up whatever you put in those cubbies. So don't make sure it's not for food or spices. All right, it's anything that's okay with condensation and heat, changes in weather, ice cold. You could put them in those cubbies, and you could create cubbies in the wall, which I might even still do. I will still have a way of putting my TV into the wall like I do here. So that will be a space that's not going to be fully protected by insulation, but it will at least have one foam board behind it. Yeah, so this whole van is getting gutted. I don't know if I'm going to start it during the holidays, but as soon as this weather is no longer hot, yeah, that's when I'm starting. Everything's coming out. Everything. And then I'm going to film it. I'm going to film what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you why it's important to really pay attention on your build. All right? Because if this is the plan, okay, either A, you want to rent it out, or B, you want to live in it full time, right? You really need to build it properly, because you can die in a van. You can die if the weather is not correct, if you lose electricity to run ways of circulating the oxygen in your van. Okay, you'll be in a position where you have to keep the doors open, and that's unsafe too. I know it's a mess, but like I said, the cabinets are too long. They're too much. And there's so much I could do with this particular space that I completely took away from myself. So, and I didn't need all this. And I'll even show you why you don't. Another thing too, don't start your build because you want it to look a certain way. because it all depends on what you're taking with you, what it is that you're going to be using all the time. Will it actually fit properly in the type of cabinet you're choosing? Because if not, you may just really need a stationary bed with a garage. It may be something that you'll definitely want to consider. All right. You could still create and it's up to you. It's a lot of work to break down and put back up. All right. You can still create a whole bench set. Do what I did and use a baby fence for if you're going to store anything extra in there. But you got to think about it too. If you're going to break down the bed, where are you going to put all that extra shit? I don't have anybody playing in my van. Plus, I don't think I ever want to. Like, I don't want people's booties sitting on my bed where I put my head and my feet. Because sometimes you'll sleep on this end, and sometimes you'll sleep on that end. Because it all depends on where you park and how you're leveled. If you're leveled like this, or if you're leveled like that. Okay? Or if you're leveled straight. It's not always going to be a perfect angle, and you really got to be careful how you sleep. Also, with what angles you're in. You're letting other people's booties who constantly fart, okay? We constantly fart, we have to, okay? Sit on your beds, okay? And that's where your face goes. And if you ever wonder why you get pink eye, okay? I'm not, if I'm going to have dinner with people and play, we're going to do it outside, okay? I know you're probably watching those videos where they're glorifying everybody fitting in the van and all the things they could do in the van, but they do that for the views. It's only for that one day. They're not doing that every day. It's too damn tight, guys, to play that game. Okay? For real. Until you live it, you won't know it. Watch who you get to help you with your build. If they're actually going to listen to you, get everything in writing. I didn't get nothing in writing. There are some things I could not do myself, and I had no choice but to get the help. But I did not know that this person was going to build the way they wanted to, because they weren't really experienced. And it's not bad. It's not a bad build, okay? They did a pretty good job. Not too shabby. It's just, look at this. I can't even put a door back here if I wanted to, and I really needed a door, and I told them on both sides I need a door so I can pull, the diesel, the water tank, the toilet, instead of having to come all the way around from the fucking front constantly and move these and try to get around the freaking door. The door's so damn big and wide. Yeah, I was upset. And he's like, oh, it's the only way I can get it to fit. I was like, look, I guess what he was concerned with was how much room I had walking down the aisle. I have so much space you could fit a wheelchair here, okay? You seriously could fit a wheelchair right through, no problem. And it won't even touch the sides. I swear to God, it won't even touch the sides. I can bring them in more and still fit a freaking wheelchair through here. Okay? So if I'm going to do this cabinet thing, it's not going to be out this wide. Okay? It's not going to be this freaking big. It's going to be smaller. But I'm going to be able to have a door so I can pull the water containers and make my life easier. The diesel, I only put it here because he put the diesel over there. And I want to put the diesel in the back. But I also put the diesel here too because that's where I get my gas, and it's just feasible. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to leave that there. Not a really perfect place for it, but it's going to stay there. Because I'm going to create a box for the diesel to go here. Behind my seat. But I need it far enough, so basically I'm going to be adding a flooring here. So the diesel box will be here. And maybe I'll have like a closed bookshelf or something for plants right here. So I'm going to create something so it's not going to be open like this. I'm going to create a little bit of flooring so that I can create what I want here. Bringing this in more, giving me still the same open space. Like, I have a lot to change on how I want this to look. And another reason why I want to add the flooring, putting the diesel and whatnot here, is because I want that sliding door behind here, so I can close the front of the cab. Again, I still got to make sure I can close my door, open my door, so I'll have to create a way where it doesn't interfere with the opening and the locking mechanisms. So that's going to be something to work on. But I could at least have a sliding door and be able to block the front if I need to. So shower will still be in the middle here because that's how I set it up. I mean, unless I change it and I put the bed up front and do a whole Murphy bed where it goes to the ceiling. Do the whole Murphy bed idea in the front. And that I want to do. I like that idea. And then creating a shelf unit so when the Murphy bed goes up, it actually meets up with the shelf for storage for all my blankets, pillows, whatever. And then put the kitchen all to the back. I mean, I still have a choice once I pull all this out. Do I want it to still kind of look like this? Or if I want to bring the bed here and do the whole bed lift. I also got to worry about the fact that we have airbags. And I don't want to interfere with the airbags. So, I mean, I'd be able to do that without interfering with the airbags. So there's a lot of stuff to think about. I did want it in the front. So I think that my idea with adding that floor and adding what I wanted over on this side could bring me, sorry, my hands are messing things up, could bring me up to here so I don't ruin this. And then the bed can start, hold on, the bed can start like right here. And I want it here because what if I want to chill with both doors open and I want to look out this way and I want to look out that way? I could be on the beach somewhere, you know what I mean? But having the bed way back here, oh my God. I have no couch. If I want to chill and enjoy the outside view, I need swivel chairs. Okay. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm definitely rebuilding. Not that I'm not happy with what I have. I mean, it's working out great. It's not that I'm not happy. But it's not what I need. Me personally. It's not. I also need a shelving that holds a lot of my work. Like my fabrics. So I was thinking, yeah, I definitely want to create it. So I can put all my fabrics when I'm talking to a customer. They don't see a bed in here. It looks like an office. And the bed's up in the ceiling. So this is an idea of what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to probably do a graphic design of what I want. As I'm even thinking about literally bringing the bed up front and moving the kitchen to the back. I'm really thinking about it because I can also create another side from the kitchen where only like it opens up in the back, where it's like a tall garage with shelving instead of a garage like that where you shove everything all in. It could be a shelving unit, or even my electric could be on the shelving unit. And then I store so I'm going to think about what I want to do. I will do a video if I'm going to keep it like this. Not exactly, of course, but the style. Extending the bed and making the cabinet smaller. Creating a new cabinet set here. Or if I'm just going to bring that cabinet set here and add the Murphy bed. And bring the kitchen to the back. So, yeah, I have a lot of ideas I want to do, but I won't be starting until winter season starts, until the heat is gone, And then I'm going to show you why it's important not to build like this. Don't let nobody talk you into just this, okay? It's not that you need a heating floor system and blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of electricity, okay? It's still going to mess with your electricity when it overheats. It's going to drain your batteries. It's going to stress out the wires to begin with. Get yourself more than this many inches, okay? Just times that by 2. Now, if your van is not a really tall van and it's one of those short cabs, 6 foot, I understand you doing it this way. Okay, you got yourself a short cab instead of the 9-footer, but you still have enough space to get you from this many inches to at least this many, or at least vice versa. You know, like half of that. Should get a ruler, right? Should go get a ruler. Show you that. Let me do that. So this is my shop. See about finding a ruler. Shop. I do upholstery. I design for restaurants. My partner does the upholstery and furniture repair. So here we go. So you see, I guess that right there is close to 2 inches. Like, that's not even high enough. Like, at least make sure you're at 2 inches or 2.5. Put 2 inches off the... Make sure you do that. You don't really need any more than 2.5. So, make sure you're 2.5 inches from the floor. But you see, I'm less than 2.5. You know, I'm less than 2 inches. Sorry, it's really loaded. It is. Okay. See the number? And don't measure it to the black. Yeah, so I'm less than exactly 2 inches, and I really should. If I do it from there I'm at, if I do it from there, yeah, it's about 2 inches. Okay. At least make it a little higher. I don't know how the lower cab, I think it's like 6 foot, works out for most people, because some people are 6'10", okay, some people are 6 foot exactly, but majority of individuals are 5'8" and less, all right, or 5'10" and less, excuse me, that's what I should have said. So you should still have enough space to create a mini attic, which I'll show you that too, and enough space on the floor to bring it up to protect yourself. Because even your vehicle overheats when you let it run too long, or while you're driving. It gets very hot in this whole front area. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's cold or your engine runs hot down here. This whole front, it runs hot, even with the coolant. Okay? Alright, so let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment. I will be starting my filming as soon as winter starts, you know, for me, or really, you know, our fall season, you know, when the weather freaking gets easier. And I'm going to start little at a time pulling everything out. For now, while waiting, I'm going to assess if I want to bring the bed to the front. But that would also mean I need to get somebody who knows how to do the happy jack, installing the jack that I'm going to need. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna. So I just gotta get somebody who's gonna help me with a cabinet set that's gonna be here. It's gonna end up coming out to here, because if I do the happy jack bed, it has no choice but to come out to here. I still have a lot of space, guys, to get in and out of this thing. I have a lot. I could still fit this, what I have here, in the middle of what I wanted to do here by taking away some of this, because this is too big. I don't really need it. I could take away some of this and have making it smaller in this spot. Basically, instead of all the way out here, taking it down to here. See? Look at that. It's a lot taken from this whole fucking door area. Okay? So you'll see what I do. And then I'm going to explain why. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to help you understand why a little bit of an attic system, how important it is on that ceiling. Don't forget, heat rises. How important it is if you're going to do a shower in your van. You don't need to. Nobody needs to have a shower in the van. You can shower outside the van. Okay, you just go somewhere remotely and get yourself a pop-up tent and shower away, okay? Just right outside the van. Alright, but if you don't feel safe as a woman and you really want a shower in the place, you must be deeper than 2 inches. Make sure you have a drain on each side. Depending on if you're putting it in the front, you don't even need this whole space. You could actually just do half of the space, because not everybody has 2 sliding doors on each side. You just do half the space. Make sure the drain drains out, or if you're in the back, the drain drains, out, and you have another drain that drains under, without touching. And you don't want it to touch your stuff that's underneath running the vehicle, and you don't want rust, so you're gonna have to create a piping funnel or something like that. All right, so it doesn't splash, because don't forget, this stuff is gonna splash. So if you want it underneath where nobody sees this thing happening, water coming out, don't stress yourself doing that, because it does splash, and it will splash on. And you don't really want rust start happening underneath your van, okay? Oh yeah, I have a lot to talk about with you guys, and now this is dirty as heck. This thing is removable, but because we built right on top of it, I can't remove it unless I cut it here in order to get in there. So there's a lot of changes I gotta do. After I do this whole tunnel thing, I'm going to pick at least 4 different dates. And I think we're going to do this in Nevada. I will probably do this in Nevada, and I will be inviting you guys to come and feel the difference. I'm going to rent a van it's not set up the way I'm setting it up. And I want you guys to feel the difference. It's going to happen in the summertime and the winter time, because I want you to feel it. I'm not too concerned with fall and spring, because the weather's so freaking perfect. There's really no reason to invite you to go, check this out. All right. So, but we'll be putting on an event to show this van before I even move in it. I do want to, in hopes that I can build another, maybe another and another, but my dream for this particular thing is not just living in it and traveling. I do want to start my own rental business in different states that have individuals that like to go camping, rough it out, like to disperse or go to campsites, where it's very popular. I do want to start renting these things out, and but that's gonna be a while. For now, I'm working on the magazine, where I will be showing you products that are worth it and products that are not worth it. Okay, I'm also going to show you how many things I bought that I never used, never needed. Waste of time, waste of money. And I'm going to help you as well become more minimalist, and products to help you do that. Like you can actually get a pot and pan set that folds down, and you can literally cook and everything, and and then you fold it flat, and it's easy to storage. Same thing like with the kettle. I could boil water up the wazoo, but I could put that flat. I don't know how it's done, but it's done. Okay, I'm gonna show you stuff like that. Washing machine breaks down. Foot massager, okay, breaks down. I'm gonna show you these products. I'm also getting vendors that want me to show their products too, which I'm kind of surprised because I don't have any subscribers, but I'm starting to get emails up the wazoo because they like my videos. They are following me and they like my ideas. I'm just surprised I don't have any subscribers or anybody else following me, and nothing's really picking up. But I don't need YouTube to make money. I'm going to show you that. I can literally use YouTube right now doing all this, not be monetized, and still get paid by sponsors. I'm going to show you that too. Because that's where the money is sponsorship. And also allowing people to understand that you're more crowdfunded. How to push that. I just don't want to continue supporting a platform that does not protect freedom of speech. The rules are just overly abused. You are picked on sometimes by humans. Okay, it's not by the machine. When they decide who they want to push, who they like, they literally can hold your channel back. Out of their own prejudice. They have the power to do it. If you're not running it the way they want you to, or their vision of it, or the fact you're an American, because these workers are not Americans, and if they want to pick on you because you're an American, it's going to happen. Okay. Yes, I've been through it. I have 4 channels and I've been attacked. Okay. Simple channels and I've been attacked left and right because I let you know the truth. I let you know, at least I try to. Also, I'll have competition with it within the niche that I've chosen that don't want to see me grow because they're worried about losing their views because they're literally living off of what they get from YouTube. But I want to teach you that you can get past that, okay? And how you can get past that right now and get paid much sooner than the rules that is given on YouTube or any other platform. So that's coming up too this winter. So I'm not too concerned about, and I really wish I had the subscriber list, but I'm not concerned about the subscriber list. So I just want you to know that I'm not concerned because I'm making money just having a channel. Just having a channel. Don't need the subscriber. Don't really need all the major views like you think. Just watch what I show you. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like. I've been here 48 minutes, I guess, almost an hour. You're going to have to rewind if you miss anything. If you have any questions, please leave it in a comment. I will be covering all these subjects. You are probably following other creators that are doing their build. And I'm going to also point out the fact a lot of the creators you're following are not full-time RVers or full-time van lifers. They're not. They can actually afford a hotel, or they can afford an apartment, or they live in their parents' house. Okay? They actually have a place to go. I'm also going to show you too that their build may be nice, but it's not practical. And I'm going to show you why some of the stuff is not practical. It may seem like I'm picking on certain creators, but no, what I'm trying to do is make sure that you get the truth, because when they're showing you certain items, it's only because they're being sponsored by these items, and even if they say they're not being sponsored, okay, you gotta be really, really, really careful if they're telling you the truth or not. But it's they really live off of what YouTube offers. That's it. Okay? And there's other ways. And they're not really full-time van lifers. They're liars. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you what it's like to be a full-time van lifer, whether you have a choice or not of being one. All right. Thank you. I'm also going to be showing you too for disabled individuals and elderly. Different builds on that. They can't, a lot of them don't really, they're not able to afford a big rig like this. So we're going to be, you have to give my channel some time to get to that point. And the products I'm going to show is going to be better for them as well, because then they can thrive even better in a smaller vehicle. All right, so thank you. If you have any questions, please don't forget to, I know I keep saying goodbye. Bye.